what people are saying. Wishes vary from person to person. Find out how some of our readers answered the following questions.
If you could only take one thing with you to a desert island, what would you take?
I would take my cell phone. I'd be able to keep in touch with my family and friends around the world, and I wouldn't get lonely.
If you could be a historical figure, which would you be?
I'd like to be Genghis Khan, the leader of the Mongols. I would create one of the greatest empires the world has ever known.
If you had a close encounter with an extraterrestrial, what question would you ask?
I'd ask if I could travel with the ET. I would like to find out about life in the universe.
If you could choose a place to live, which city or country would you choose?
If I could choose a place to live, I'd go to Hawaii. The weather's great the whole year round, and the surfing is fabulous.
If you could change your looks, what changes would you make?
Actually, I'm quite happy the way I am. I wouldn't make any changes.
If you could travel through time, would you go to the past or to the future?
I would go to the future to see what new technologies people will be using.
I wish I could win a big prize. The King Faisal International Prize is awarded to individuals whose achievements benefit mankind across the globe. Sheikh Suleiman al-Raji, a world-leading philanthropist, was awarded the 2012 Prize for Service to Islam, while Professor Adnan bin Muhammad al-Wazan won the Prize for Islamic Studies. Professor Richard Berkowitz and James Bruce Bussell won the prize for medicine. The cash prize of 750,000 Saudi riyal, $200,000, was split between them. Professor Ali Hilmi Ahmad Musa and Dr. Nabil Ali Muhammad from Egypt shared the Arabic Language and Literature Prize, and Professor Alexander Varshavsky won the Science Prize. Laureates also receive a gold medallion and a handwritten certificate. If I could take only one thing with me to a desert island, I'd take my smartphone. Do you wish you had a lot of money?
Yes, I do. Then I would be able to travel.
Look at all those children. Look at us. We're so lucky. We've always had what we needed: a home, food, clothes, school, presents, friends. And to think that we find something to complain about all the time.
Well, Gina, it's the way of the world, I'm afraid. But you're right. We shouldn't complain. I wish we could do something to help as well.
How about starting a campaign? I've always wanted to do that. We could start a campaign at school, and we could also ask our families to help.
I think that's the coolest thing I've heard you say. Way to go. Let's do it. I wish I could be as clever.
Oh, come on, Gina. It's not clever. So many people do it all the time. But thanks anyway.
Okay, so let's think about what we need to do. If I could paint, I'd make a poster. But I can't draw a straight line. Right, Gina?
You're not so bad, Lynn. I can try, but I wish I had the right kind of materials. You know, poster paints and glossy sheets of paper and...
I know. I'll ask my father. They keep a stock of material at the company. Maybe they'll want to contribute.
So, are we going to ask for sponsors? We should make a list of people that are worth contacting. And we need to write a letter or some informational material to give them. I wouldn't just hand out money to people just because they asked me for it. I wish we had some money ourselves. Then we wouldn't have to ask anyone.
Yes, well, so do I, and I'm sure Lynn feels the same. Would you like to draft something, and then we can all discuss and finalize it? Please don't say no. I would do it if I could, but I can't write. I wish I could. You're such a talented writer. You know how to present things to people.
Thanks, but I am not so sure. Can we do it together, Lynn? I would feel so much better if we did this together.
Yes, sure, no problem. When? Now?
Why not? The sooner the better.
I wish we could change the world this minute.
What would you do? Where would you go?
What could you do? Where could you go?
Some people really have all the luck. I read about this guy who won $1 million prize on a TV game show.
Well, I read about a family that won $100 million as a prize. Now, to me, that would be a real problem. I wouldn't know what to do with so much money.
You wouldn't know what to do with so much money? You have to be crazy to say that. If I won that kind of cash, I'd know exactly what to do. I have it all planned out.
What would you do then?
I'd divide the amount into 3. I'd give 1/3 to my family. Another third I'd spend on traveling to places I've always dreamed of visiting. I'd buy a house for myself and a new car, and I'd have a ball.
And what would you do with the rest?
Your ending. What do you think Yusef's answer would be?
1. I'd probably give it to charity. 2. I'd invest the money in the stock market and try to make more money. 3. I'd give it to you, of course. 4. Your idea.
Money, a blessing or a problem? There's a great deal of truth in the saying, "A fool and his money are soon parted." For some people, winning millions is the answer to their problems, but the reality is more like a nightmare for others. The money can strain relationships with family, friends, and neighbors, and can eventually end in bankruptcy. It's often very hard for a winner to handle the pressure and all those millions. Most prize winners are not used to having money and making financial decisions. They are vulnerable and become easy prey to people who want to take advantage of them. Winners may lose large sums on investments they know nothing about, or they might go in with a partner who may not know how to run a business. William Bud Post won $16.2 million. "I wish it never happened. It was totally a nightmare," says Post. He tried to help his family, but things didn't work out. A brother was arrested for trying to kill him, hoping to inherit part of the money. Post went into a car business and a restaurant with his children, but the 2 ventures were failures. He eventually went broke, and now he lives on $450 a month and food stamps. For many people, sudden money can cause more than financial disaster. The most notorious case of poor use of prize money in recent times is that of Michael Carroll, who won £9.7 million, $17.1 million, at the age of 20. Michael spent almost his entire fortune in 18 months on 4 homes, a holiday villa in Spain, 2 convertible BMWs, and 2 Mercedes-Benz cars, several quad bikes, and a stake in a football team. Sometimes money can make people insane, but that isn't the case with Michael Carroll. He was a nuisance before, and decided to continue being a nuisance. Michael has been in constant trouble with the law, and has paid thousands of dollars in fines for vandalism. Reports say that he is nearly broke. But not everyone is like Michael and Bud. Bob Bradley, an 83-year-old great-grandfather, won $6.17 million in May 2006. Besides giving a huge amount to children's charities, Mr. Bradley has spent his fortune helping to make the dreams of his family and friends come true. He has rejected flashy cars, expensive vacations, and a move to a luxury mansion in favor of handing out his jackpot to others. He said, "I haven't kept any money for myself. I can just give my family all they ever wanted. I've had my life more or less, so this win is for their benefit." So, if you ever win a big prize, seek an advisory team to help you make important financial decisions, and a good psychiatrist to help you keep your sanity. Congratulations! You're the big winner.
Thank you, thank you. I'm very excited.
Has it sunk in yet?
You know, I've been too busy to think about it, so I guess no, it hasn't. But I'm sure it will.
How does it feel to be a celebrity?
I'm only a guy who was on a quiz show. No more, no less. I don't feel like a celebrity. I'm just a regular person.
How did you decide to sign up?
Well, my friends and family kept pushing me to join. I wasn't so sure. I mean, I didn't think I was all that good at anything. But in the end, I thought, why not? What if I got to lose?
Were you a fan of the show before you joined?
Yes, you could say I was. But I didn't watch it all the time. If I had anything better to do and had to be away, I was away. I guess I'm a big fan now.
How did it feel to be on the show? Was it what you had expected?
I don't think anything can prepare you for something like this. I was in a bit of a shock at first, but it didn't take that long to get used to things. It felt really good.
Did you have any rough moments during the show?
Yes, I did, actually. If you remember, there was this young man, Weber, who was a real whiz kid. I thought that was it for a moment. I didn't think I could make it, but as it turned out, he's got a way to go. He's quite young, but I wouldn't want to compete with him in 10 years' time.
If you could pick one thing from Top Quiz to take away as special, besides your $1 million, what would it be?
The whole experience. It was something I'll remember for the rest of my life. Even if I hadn't won, I would still feel that way because it's all so unique. Working with all these wonderful people, knowing that thousands of viewers watch you on every show.
What are your plans for the future?
Right now, I need some time to settle down and think. I know one thing for sure, though. I will not be watching any shows for a while. I'd like to go somewhere and rest, and then probably decide if I'm going to go back to college or start my own business.
Any last words?
I would like to thank everybody for giving me this opportunity. My family, my friends, the people on the show.